Hey guys, well this is going to be a short video on torch maintenance. I was doing some maintenance on one of my other torches that was having an issue with the valves, and I went ahead and cleaned it, and I forgot to make a video of it to show you guys some pointers. And so I don't know if this one necessarily needs it, but I'm just going to give you the rundown of the process and the steps of cleaning it up. Now the issue I was having with my other torch is that no matter how tight I closed this valve, it was still leaking. And so there was still some oxygen coming out of here, and in some instances there's some acetylene that will just slowly still come out, and that is due to these valves being dirty. Now a lot of the times these flashback arresters do catch a lot of the junk that will go through here if possible, because sometimes there's dirt and miscellaneous water and stuff that can go through here. But on the torches that don't have the flashback arresters, well, it goes from here directly into the valve. And so, as I mentioned, I was just going to take this apart just to kind of show you what they look like on the inside, and to basically not be afraid of taking these apart. And so here we'll notice that of course the valves are shut, both of them are shut. And so I'll go ahead and open this one just a little bit to crack it open. And basically it's pretty simple. Just take off this bottom nut right here and start unthreading the nut. Now this cap may not always unthread at the same rate as the valve threads, so you may have to kind of do a little bit of both until it comes out. As you see here, it's a really fine thread, and so this one actually looks pretty clean. All right, so what's nice is that this one actually is clean because of these flashback arresters. The one I was working on earlier, all this is really dirty and gunky. And basically just take a little piece of towel, look inside that hole, that opening there. I don't have a flashlight on me, but when I held it up to the light, I could see a lot of residue and a lot of junk in there. And really, literally, you can just kind of take a little rag, kind of roll it up in a sense, and start screwing it in there. It'll catch the threads of the shaft and start making its way down. And once you get to the bottom, you can kind of feel it. Now I know you may be thinking, oh, you're gonna get some lint and stuff stuck in there. And maybe so, but it'll blow out. Now you see it's got a little bit of soot, a little bit of junk. Now you don't want to be using any oil products on these things, especially on the oxygen side. Now granted, a lot of our jobs are dirty, oily, and greasy. Even in mechanics shops, they have torches that are dirty and oily. Now you don't have to really get scared about that. It's just you don't want literal wet oil to be pouring in there, right? That would be a real bad chemical reaction with the oxygen. But it kind of works with a little bit of dirtiness. Okay, I can kind of tell feel where the threads kind of stop and the paper hit the bottom. There you go. See, pretty simple. Not bad. Like I said, I don't have a light to show you guys in there, but now I just get I get the air hose, blow it out a little bit, and put it back on. Now I won't do the other one because I'm telling you this is going to be a short video, but I do have another pointer that I'm going to share when I do put this back together. So again, you just basically put that back in there real lightly at first, right, to kind of make sure you don't screw up the threads. Oh, you can feel it hit the bottom and the seats really, really well. Okay, well, cool. That works there. Just turn this guy over. You gotta slide this guy down. It kind of slid up a little bit. Well, let me take it off again and redo that. Just grab this, slide this guy down. There you go. Put this guy back on here. This will start threading in there as well. All right. Now this guy, you tighten it back up. And so, how tight do you put these? Right, some people get afraid of of tightening them too tight or putting too much pressure on them. I don't know if you're some of the northern states or the colder climates, you'll notice that when winter comes around, these are very sensitive and they open and close very fast. Well, this has a gasket in here. I should have showed that. Well, may as well show it. Doesn't hurt, right? Doesn't take that long. This has a gasket in here that presses against this shoulder, and once you press it against that shoulder, you know, it creates a seal around the shaft there. And so in the colder climate states, that little gasket will shrink, and what will end up happening is you'll notice that these valves are so sensitive that it's like, I just barely opened it a little bit, and you know, you try to light your torch and it just turns off right away, or too much fuel, because it's really sensitive. Well, the trick to that is just snug it up, snug it just a little bit to where you feel comfortable with that tension. I mean, you're talking like a 1/16 of a turn or less, just very little increments at a time to what you feel comfortable with. In the winter time, these will be very sensitive, and you can either accidentally shut off the valves too quickly or too easily, or blare them open too fast. And so I like a specific feel to them. I just keep tightening them to a feel that I feel comfortable with, and so that'll do it. Winter time, they shrink up, so you'll see how sensitive they are. And summertime, well, they'll just stay as they are, and they'll compress, I guess, internally. So that'll pretty much do it. It's really a simple repair, or a simple cleanup. You know, some people are really afraid to mess with these things and don't want to mess with them at all, and they'll just take them to the welding supply and let them do it. And so all they're doing is, you know, glass beading this whole thing and making them nice and new and clean. Oh, here you go. Look at that. This one was the dirty one. Glass beading the whole thing, and you know, I don't like the glass beaded look. I like the original look to these things. And you know, you got the wear and the patina and all that. I really like that look. So let me go ahead and clean this now that I'm talking about it, since I said I wasn't going to do it. But you know, it's easy enough. Doesn't take too terribly long. Besides, I gotta get an 8-minute video to to make it monetized. So, you know, 20 more seconds ain't gonna hurt. Yeah, there you go. See, that one's really dirty. That could be from some, you know, backflashes internally, or just soot. You know, acetylene is just very dirty in general. Just fold this guy over, and you use a good side, roll it up, and start jamming it in there. But it's a pretty simple operation. I know some of you guys have, in the questions, have asked me to you know, give some cutting tip and pointers. Well, here's one quick little pointer. Don't be afraid of doing this. Just don't use any oil, and you'll be fine. Let's see. There you are. I'm looking at the back of the lens, the camera lens, to see if I'm still visible, because it shuts off. Load off. Alright, screw. Oh, let me get this guy down here. Pretty simple. There you go. Put this guy back on. There. Screw this guy down a little bit tighter. Done. You know, when you first look at a torch, you think these are cranked down super tight, not knowing, right? Because you think, oh, they clamped them down real tight, maybe like a taper thread or so, like these valves just go in there tight. No, these guys are adjustable. They're adjustable for that purpose, so that you can have it as tight or as snug as as loose as you want. There you go. I like that one. I like that one. Okay, and this torch here is a Flame Tech torch. It is the copy of a Victor ST900FC. I like the 3-barrel torches, or this particular torch, because it's nice and long, and I use it like a pool cue when I'm torching some long sections this way and that way like that. So pretty good torch. I really like it. It's done well for me. and I like the lever on top. That way I'm carrying the weight with my hand and then depressing the oxygen lever as I need. Whereas I've seen some others where they're at the bottom and it seems like you have to grab it and then pull up. So, you know, some people are comfortable with this way. I tend to like it this way. And sometimes when I want to be real sensitive, I'll pinch my finger in here so I don't go too much on the oxygen, just a little bit, feathering it out. So anyway, hope that helps you guys. This is a non-cut video, just all straight in one shot. So hope you guys dig it, and I'll be posting more of these shanks and stuff later. All right, thanks for the support, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.